Greetings to everyone out there in the NoDQ galaxy. Welcome to NoDQ Live here on NoDQ.com and the YouTube channel, youtube.com/AaronRift NoDQ. I am back in Portland, Oregon. Feels good to be back. A normal NoDQ Live business as usual. It's been a busy week. It feels like a much longer period of time for me personally, but I was so busy with things from Money in the Bank to NXT to various other activities in Chicago. It's been a very long week for me, but I'm happy to be back in Portland. Thank you to everyone in the chat room watching live here. We have Jeff Meacham, Kayfabe Candy Ass. We have some of the female viewers. We have Cindy. We have Kaitlyn. Happy to have you guys tuned in tonight to NoDQ Live. This is the call-in night. So for anyone out there that wants to talk to me live on NoDQ Live, of course, feel free to hit me up on Skype, nodqrift@gmail.com, and I will try to take as many calls as possible tonight. If I do not answer right away, it's because I'm on with somebody else. Thank you for that, Bradley. I did make it back safely to Portland, although I did have a little bit of trouble getting to the airport. Chicago traffic is terrible, and I'm from Los Angeles. I've been to Manhattan. Chicago has arguably the worst traffic I've ever been in. I always give myself plenty of time to get back to the airport, and I thought I had enough time, but traffic was just a total nightmare. Cindy, it took me 2.5 hours to go 20 miles, I should say. 2.5 hours to go 20 miles. It was just absolutely ridiculous. But beyond that, and beyond a certain person hijacking my live video on Sunday, and good job by him because we actually gained more subscribers than usual from that video, and people were very entertained by it. So good job, #NoCallerID, who, by the way, I know who that person is. I checked with AT&T, and I have confirmed the person behind #NoCallerID. I'm not going to publicly say who it is, but I will say that this person is invited to New Japan Pro Wrestling. He's invited to Survivor Series. I will not feel awkward or uncomfortable. I will be willing to talk and be cordial with you. So go ahead and show up. Expose yourself. No caller ID. I'll see you at New Japan. I'll see you at Survivor Series weekend. I know Jeff will be there, at least for Survivor Series. Cindy will be at New Japan. And it would be cool if you actually showed up and let the whole world know who you are. So enough about no caller ID. I've said my piece. Let's go ahead and start talking about some of the topics of this week. Jeff Meacham is going to SmackDown this Tuesday in Ontario, by the way. So follow him, nodq.com/Jeff, to get updates from Jeff, who will be there live at the arena. And he will be doing a special live video as well. Head over to his YouTube channel, youtube.com/JD Meacham. I hope I got it correctly. All right, so Grant Peoples was trying to call in. So now the Skype lines are officially open. If you would like to call in about Money in the Bank, NXT, Vader, Big Cass, any other big topic this week, the lines are open. I know Grant Peoples was trying to call in. All right, we have Alex Danes as the first caller tonight here on our special edition of NoDQ Live. Alex, are you there?
G'day, Rift. How you doing, pal?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
Yeah, very well. Thanks for taking my call, sir.
Not a problem at all. So what's on your mind?
It's actually funny. It's your boy from last year's NoDQ video down in Melbourne.
Yes, I remember that.
I was just at the MCG, where the MCG Super Show is on, for a press conference with AJ and Carmella. I was just down there with the crew watching the press conference as they promote the show in October, so I'm looking forward to it.
Very nice. When do tickets go on sale for that?
There's been a bit of a blunder.
Uh-oh.
I live about 5 minutes from the stadium, so I'm looking forward to it. But I'm telling you, 100,000 seat stadium, it's going to be absolutely electric there. If anyone, even from close by, can make it, I suggest you do. It's going to be one hell of a night. I'm just going to give it a quick plug.
All right.
And,
well,
that's all it is.
I actually have a quick question for you. So,
yeah.
Are you looking forward to Triple H versus The Undertaker? Because I know that match has been announced and it's gotten mixed reactions from people. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, as a fan, I've never seen it live, so yes. And I've never, especially The Undertaker, I've never seen The Undertaker perform live in person, so I can't, I'm looking forward to seeing that more than first and foremost. There's a lot of wrestlers I have seen, but he's the only one on my bucket list that I haven't seen live, so I'm looking forward to it personally. So,
gotcha. I mean,
we'll see what type of match it is, though. Is they going to build it up to something, or is it just one of those one-off and pretend it never happened deals?
I feel like it's just going to be similar to John Cena versus Triple H from the Greatest Royal Rumble. It's just a Legends match, and I believe, did they announce? I believe they did, that this will be on the WWE Network. Did they say anything about that today?
No, it's definitely on the network.
Okay,
it's going to be about, I don't know what time it'll be for you guys in the States, but I think it's going to be early morning. It's just like the Beast in the East show you had a few years ago. We had to watch it early in the morning.
Right, yeah.
We're a couple of hours behind Japan, so...
I think it's going to be like New Japan, where we're going to have to get up. I think it's something like 1 a.m. West Coast time, 4 a.m. East Coast time. So, yeah, that's going to be tough for people to get up for that.
Yeah. No, it's going to be good. All I know is a ringside ticket's going to cost you about $2,000 to $3,000. That's all I know for the prices so far.
Damn.
I don't know what a nosebleed section's going to cost, but $3,000 might be worth it.
You're going to have to invest in some binoculars if you're going to be that far back in that stadium.
Nah, it's probably the best stadium. I know I'm being biased, but it's the best sporting arena on the planet. Give me that over MSG any day.
Well, it should be a hell of a show, and hopefully we get pyro for it.
Oh, we'll wait and see. Thank you so much, man. I better keep on rolling and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
All right, well, thank you very much for calling in. Good talking to you again.
Then take it easy, man. You too, and all the best to you.
All right, peace out.
Cheers, bro. Bye.
All right, bye. All right, so that was Alex Staines. He was on the NoDQ panel last year, I believe one of the early episodes. By the way, guys, make sure you check out the new series I did with Virtue and Stefan Osborne, the Wizard of Osborne, entitled The NoDQ Debate, the Great NoDQ Debate. We have more of those episodes coming up soon, so stay tuned for that. And let us know if you want to see a 5th season of Wrestling Trivia Challenge. We were throwing around the idea of Chris Cass taking over the hosting duties, so leave us some feedback. Let me know what you think. And once again, the Skype lines are open, so if anybody would like to call in, talk about Money in the Bank. I'm curious to get some perspectives from people that watched the show on the WWE Network. Okay, we have DJ Witty. I always screw up his name. All right, here he is. All right, DJ, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Aaron.
All right, thank you for calling in. What's on your mind, man?
Thank you for taking my call, man. I almost feel famous, man. I'm on the great NoDQ Live. This feels awesome.
I know. I'm glad to have you on. I know you submit questions all the time for the videos, so it's nice to have you on the live video here calling in.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I wanted to touch on something you guys talked about on the last video.
Sure.
Of the last live call-ins.
Right.
You had a guy that called in about trying to attract the 20-year-old, I guess, audience in WWE, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. It just feels like I know we can't get Attitude Era back, but it just seems like maybe if you don't have to have the blood. But I know I used to watch Raw with my dad all the time with Stone Cold spread the beer on Vince McMahon. Like,
yeah,
he had no problem with that. So I guess it's like the moms of America are like having a hard time not wanting blood to come back.
Right.
But I feel like I don't know. It's hard. I'm frustrated with the product right now. That's all I can really say.
I understand. You just want to see it have a little bit more of an edge to it. Now, I did want to say something about this past weekend when I was in Chicago. When I was there at NXT, there were almost no kids there. It was almost all adults. And then Money in the Bank was a very different vibe. A lot more kids, a lot more families. So really the closest thing that WWE fans have right now to something like the Attitude Era I think it's NXT because NXT definitely caters to an older audience than the main roster shows. But yeah, it sucks that we really don't have blood that much because I feel when used in moderation, blood can really be an effective way to add more drama to a storyline or add more drama to a match. Look at WrestleMania 13. Imagine that match. Imagine that match without Steve Austin having the blood pouring down his face. Would not have made nearly as much impact, in my opinion.
No way, I agree. I definitely agree. Like the last man standing got Money in the Bank. Like, I'm used to seeing backstage stuff, like go backstage and hit him with cooking pans and all that kind of stuff, man. It's like You're outside the ring, then you're back in the ring, and then the match is over. I enjoyed AJ and Nakamura, but I just feel like it could have been more, give me more of a wow effect on the last man standing match.
Yeah. You know, it is
what it is.
I would have rather seen them
before I go. I'm sorry for cutting you off, man.
Oh, no problem.
Roman Reigns needs to turn heel, man. Braun Strowman could be your face of the company.
I agree.
If you got tag team match with a 10-year-old kid, like he can do the Make-A-Wishes and all that stuff. That was the perfect time. When Roman Reigns came back, man, after the suspension, and he had the full beard, that was the perfect time, man. You guys hit around the head on the NoDQ panel, man.
Yeah.
That was the perfect time to turn him heel.
I agree, man. They missed the boat on that. And I still think there's a chance for Strowman now that he's the Money in the Bank holder. Maybe he'll cash it in at SummerSlam. A lot of people seem to think that. Maybe we'll have Reigns beat Lesnar and then Strowman cashes in on him. I could definitely see that happening.
Absolutely. But keep up the good work. I appreciate taking my call, man, and I'm out here.
All right. Take care, man. Have a good one.
You too, man.
All right. Bye. All right, that was DJ Witty. Still not sure after all this time. So Grant Peoples has been trying to call in. Now Jeff is calling in. Jeff, let me see if I can get Grant Peoples on. If Grant doesn't answer here in the next minute, Jeff, try calling in again because I'm trying to get Grant. Grant has tried like 3 times now and he hasn't gotten through yet. So I want to try to give Grant Peoples a chance to call in. So Jeff, just hold back on that call real quick. Let's get some of these other people on that haven't gotten the opportunity yet. I'm trying to get Kaitlyn to call in. Maybe talk about Total Bellas a little bit. All right, here comes Grant Peoples. We got Grant Peoples 3 calling in. Hello, Grant.
Hey, how's it going?
Going good. I know you were trying to get on, and here you are. So what's on your mind?
I was just trying to see about your thoughts about Seth Rollins losing the Intercontinental Championship Monday night.
Yeah, I thought that it was a bit silly that Elias did not win the title at Money in the Bank. To me, that would have done a lot for Elias's career. What does it do for Ziggler? And it's just weird. You know, I like Ziggler and McIntyre as a team right now, but to me, this was completely out of left field, and I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Ziggler as the IC title. I feel like they're not going to push him as IC champion, and I felt like if you're going to take the title off Rollins, have somebody like Elias win it and something new like that. And it's just weird because you have Ziggler and you have Drew McIntyre as a tag team, and now you have Ziggler with a singles title. Really weird to me. How do you feel about it?
I was actually at the Raw in Grand Rapids when it happened, and it kind of caught everybody off guard.
Yeah.
But from what I've been reading, they say something about turning Elias like babyface and having him feuding with Dolph Ziggler.
Maybe. I would actually like that. I think Elias is definitely in a position where he can go face and he can make a really big impact because the crowd loves the guy. They love singing along with him. And I think him going babyface is just a matter of time now.
Yep. Well, thank you for taking my call.
What's up?
Hello. You got other people tuning in? I appreciate it. How's it going?
Good.
I'm glad you're watching. Please tell your friends. Spread the word.
All right. You have a good one.
All right. Take care, my friend.
Yep. You too.
All right. Later. All right. That was Grant Peoples. So who's next? As Goldberg would say, who's next to call in? Remember, Money in the Bank, NXT, Raw, SmackDown, Big Cass, Vader, whatever's on your mind, this is the call-in night. If you got something to say, if you want to rant. All right, Jeff's calling in. Let's hear from Jeff. Let's get Jeff on here for a few minutes and let him speak his piece. Hello, Jeff. Will not be Jeff without technical difficulties. Jeff.
Of course not. That'd be too easy.
All right, Tony Braden is calling in. Jeff, let me put you on hold here for a minute. I'm going to answer Tony Braden's call.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Hello, Tony.
Hey, Aaron. What's going on, man?
Going well. I'm just happy to have you on here. I hung up Jeff so I could get your thoughts on whatever you got on your mind. So what's up?
Hey, man, I just wanted to get a couple questions answered about Money in the Bank.
Sure thing.
First of all, overall the show, were you ever bored at it one time, or was there one match where you were just kind of, oh, this is dragging or something like that?
Well, I was never really bored with the show. I mean, despite it being a 5-hour show, I think maybe 4 hours, I'm not sure, but it actually flowed pretty well as far as I'm concerned, and I don't think I was ever really bored with it. I'm trying to think of a match where I was just dreading it, but I think it was a really solid show overall. I mean, Reigns and Jinder was what it was, but the crowd just chanting during the entire match made it quite the spectacle as a viewer, just to see the crowd completely crapping on the match in person and chanting all sorts of things. And then you have Virtue, who's chanting "Fight Forever" and just trying to troll all the people that were crapping on the match. I had fun at the show, and being there with Virtue and Stefan was definitely a big plus. And meeting everybody from the meetup and at the arena, that was a lot of fun too. So, I mean, I had a great time personally. Just being there at the Chicago venue, the Allstate Arena, I mean, that was a really fun experience overall.
That sounds good, man. I also had a question about the Reigns and Jinder match. What's your opinion of everybody trashing us, the Chicago crowd, for what we did during the match? Do you think, because my point is that if we're paying for the ticket and we didn't want to see the match, we have every right to chant. I get it's disrespectful to the wrestlers, but at the end of the day, you know, fans do have a say in what they want to see.
Yeah, well, there's always different philosophies on this, and there's always a different idea that's being presented to the audience. I remember Shawn Michaels back in the day would say, you buy a ticket, you can boo, you can cheer, you can do whatever you want. And I think that is the general attitude, that if you're spending money on the product, then you can react how you want. Is it disrespectful? I mean, it can be construed that way by some, because these guys are going out there and putting their bodies on the line. And, you know, one argument is that Roman Reigns is just going out there and doing what he's told, yet the fans are disrespecting him when he's putting his body on the line. And I understand the fans are trying to express their frustrations, but like I said, I think the solution is to just leave the arena and not make any noise whatsoever. And since it is a 4 or 5 hour show, at some point you gotta go take a piss break, or you gotta go get food or souvenirs or whatever, just take a smoke break for some people. And I think it would be more effective to just walk out. When you make noise, you're basically telling WWE that Roman Reigns is a big deal, because the more noise there is, whether it's good or bad, it means people are reacting. Reigns is getting a reaction. No reaction is better, and I think actually leaving the arena is the best option if you're going to attend a WWE show and there's one specific match you want to protest. So that's basically my take on it. But myself and Virtue and Stefan will be doing a video about this coming soon, so stay tuned for that.
All right, definitely, man. I don't want to keep you too long. I know you got other people trying to call in. Tell Jeff sorry about interrupting the call. I'm going on my phone, so.
I'm sure he's listening to you, but thank you very much for the call. I appreciate it. Anything you would like to plug?
I just hope you're enjoying your NoDQ Chicago side.
Oh, I love it. It's great. Thank you so much.
All right, man. Well, enjoy the rest of your night, and let me get back to your video then.
All right, sounds good. Hope to hear from you again soon.
Most definitely, man.
All right, take care.
You too as well.
All right, bye.
Bye.
All right, that was Tony, very good friend and fan of the site, and I appreciate his call. Let's go ahead and get Jeff back on here. Hey, Jeff.
Hello?
Yeah, you're back. That was Tony who...
Can you hear me, guys? Hang on.
Uh-oh. Technical difficulties from Jeff again.
Hey, there we go. I'm back.
We can all hear you.
Hang on.
We can hear you, Jeff.
For some reason, I can't hear you.
Well, then just start talking.
Hang on.
Here we go with Dead Air on NoDQ Live. I swear, Jeff.
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me? Can you
I can't hear a word you're saying, Aaron.
me? Okay, hold on. Now can you hear me?
Yes, now I can hear you.
All right, what is up, JM?
What is up, man? Just looking forward to following up Money in the Bank weekend with a little endeavor of my own this Tuesday. I'm looking forward to going to SmackDown.
Yeah, that's very cool. So, Tommy McCardo, a.k.a. Wade, hooked you up with tickets?
Yeah, he texted me yesterday and said, I've definitely got one, maybe have two available. Do you and Dylan want to go? I said, well, Dylan's with his mom, but I'll go. And he said, okay, I'll get back to you. And then he texted me today, and we worked out travel arrangements for myself to get there and back, and we're good to go.
All right, sounds good, man. Oh, by the way, Stefan just left a $2 super chat donation. You're going to spoil the next great no DQ debate, LOL, because we talked about the crowd reaction at Money in the Bank and the crowd crapping on Roman Reigns versus Jinder Mahal. So, Jeff, since I have you on, any thoughts on Money in the Bank weekend or anything you would like to rant about?
Well, I mean, we kind of talked about it on the review, but it turned out much better than I thought it would, to be perfectly honest with you, Aaron. I thought it was going to be pretty much a craptastic weekend as far as the main show, the Sunday show. But Saturday's show turned out very well, and Sunday turned out much better than I thought it would. And I was glad for you and Virtue and Stefan to be able to experience both shows live, because both shows turned out tremendously, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Now, I wanted to ask you, I'm not sure if we talked about this on the No DQ review. How was the announcing on NXT without Mauro Ranallo there? Was there any significant difference? Did it sound better? Did it sound worse? How did it come off to you?
It sounded different. I'm not going to say worse, because I thought Big Joe did a great job filling in for a big voice like Mauro Ranallo. To fill in with such a huge personality, over-the-top personality like that, it's very hard to do. But Vic, he did what he had to do. Mauro had the Showtime gig, so Vic did a very good job. I wouldn't say it's better than Mauro's. It's just different. And, we've always been taught in our endeavors growing up, together, doing the business stuff together, Aaron. It's always good to be different. Not necessarily better or worse, just definitely be different.
Definitely. All right. Well, Big G's trying to call in, so I'll let you go. Again, what's your YouTube? It's youtube.com/JD Meacham, right?
It's actually youtube.com/Jeff Meacham now. They actually gave you the Jeff URL. So check us out Tuesday afternoon at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific for Meacham's Musings live from SmackDown. We'll be there on site.
All right. Sounds good, man. All right. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye. All right, so that was Jeff, and now we're going to get the other Jeff on, Big G. Hey, Big G, how's it going, man?
Hey, what's going on, Aaron?
I'm doing well. So what's on your mind? How are you feeling about wrestling this week?
I thought it was pretty good, actually. NXT stepped it up. Money in the Bank stepped it up. Raw and SmackDown was pretty good, so I enjoyed it. It was a good week.
All right, what are your thoughts on Vader and Big Cass, since those are two other big topics?
Yeah, it was kind of sad to hear about Vader passing away, but we all kind of figured eventually his time was going to come up. I mean, he had all his heart problems and everything. And Big Cass, I kind of figured that was going to happen too. I mean, just the way they booked him and everything that you heard, like, from backstage, it was just a complete mess. It was like Enzo 2.0, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, we're going to call you the Big G because I am working on your own T-shirt for the No DQ store, and I think just the Big G is a good shirt to put out there. So I think we'll just keep that name for now and see what happens with that. Do you have a favorite Vader match? Or by the way, before you get to that, give you a second to think about it. The Stinger Josh just left a $2 super chat donation. Been watching for years. First time reaching out. Well, thank you very much for that, the Stinger Josh. He also sent another $2 super chat donation. Love the content and keep up the awesome work. Well, thank you very much for that, the Stinger Josh. I really do appreciate it. And hopefully I'll hear from you more. All right, so Big G, do you have a favorite Vader match?
Ooh, it's kind of hard. I mean, when Vader was wrestling, I was still kind of young, but I think I have to go on the network and I'll watch a couple of his matches, and then I'll post on Twitter my favorite Vader match because it's been a while since I've seen a Vader match.
Okay, and what is your Twitter for everyone out there?
Oh, you guys can follow me at NoDQ.com/Jeff. That'll take you guys to my Twitter page. Also, I will be going to my first Ring of Honor pay-per-view this Friday, Best in the World.
Oh, nice. Well, I hope you have a great time with that, and feel free to send me some notes regarding the show.
Absolutely.
All right,
And I
man.
should be getting my NoDQ.com shirts. Should be coming in this Friday as well, so I'll be repping that as well.
All right. Well, thank you very much for that. I got Big Shrimp Entertainment calling in, so I'll talk to you later, Big G.
All right, and take it easy.
All right. Peace out. All right. That was Big G, and now let's hear from Big Shrimp Entertainment. Big Shrimp, are you there?
Hello?
Hello.
Hold on a minute.
All right. Sure thing.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. What's going on, Aaron?
Not much. Just doing this live video. What's on your mind?
All right. So I have an idea.
Okay.
It's fantasy more or less, but it'll never happen.
Okay.
I don't think there's going to be, not in the near future, another big company to come along like WCW
Right.
to challenge Vince McMahon at the WWE. But there are so many independent organizations, ROH, PWG, and the NWA did have their own thing with several different affiliates.
Right.
What if all the independents were to act as the old territories used to act, and then once a year put on a big show, kind of like All In,
Right.
with the best of the best from each independent group?
Well,
Do you think that could eventually become a threat to WWE?
Well, the thing is, I think there could be an issue of too many cooks in the kitchen. I definitely get a vibe right now, like the territories, where there are these different smaller promotions that are starting to gain some momentum and make a name for themselves. But when
Right.
they're all working together, you get politics involved. You have a lot of different people. And with WWE, there's one guy, there's Vince, and then everybody else is beneath him. But with all these smaller promotions, they would all have to cooperate with each other, and it would be complicated. It would be tough for them if they were going to try to do something to really try and compete with WWE. But that's a very interesting idea that you bring up, and we'll see how All In goes. It already sold out. We'll see if they can keep the momentum going. Within a year or two, we might have a better idea. But I certainly think it's a possibility. I would not rule anything out. But I think it's going to be tough because you really got to have somebody in charge, and you have to have order. You have to have everybody on the same page. You got to have people without politics. And that's tough when you have a lot of different organizations working together. So it'll be tough, but I think there is a possibility of something like that being able to develop over the next couple of years. We'll just see. We'll have to wait and see how it goes.
Very true. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you for that. And one last thought.
Sure thing.
I think the major problem right now in professional wrestling in general is that no one knows how to make a star anymore. In the 80s and the 90s, if you knew nothing about pro wrestling, but you saw Hulk Hogan or The Rock,
Right.
or whomever, you knew that was a star.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that is definitely a problem right now. The closest thing WWE has to it is John Cena. I think John Cena has broken out a little bit because of all of his media appearances and the movies, and Dave Bautista too. I mean, I have some friends that don't watch wrestling. They know who Batista is. But yeah, like even Roman Reigns, I don't think people outside the wrestling bubble know who he is. So yeah, that is a problem. And for WWE to really be able to see a true bump in popularity and have another hot period, I think they're going to need that one big star. Will that ever happen? Will WWE allow somebody to get over organically to reach that level? That remains to be seen. I don't know.
Very true. Very fascinating. We shall see, my friend. Thank you for taking my call.
Absolutely. Anything you would like to plug or promote?
Well, I'm in the process of launching a media company called Big Shrimp Entertainment. It's going to be musically centric. I'm going to bridge the gap between the unsigned indie artists in Nashville that are trying to make it into the country music scene, bridge the gap between them and the producers that need to find them, and bridge the gap between them and their fans and fans to be. If anybody wants to follow on Facebook or Instagram, Big Shrimp Entertainment, there's not a whole lot on there right now. Everything is still cooking, so to speak, but it'll be up shortly.
All right, man. Thank you very much for your call. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, take care. All right, that was Big Shrimp Entertainment. Check out his Facebook page. All right, Stefan's calling in, so let's hear from our man Stefan. And by the way, the Stinger Josh left a $2 Super Chat donation. Actually, two $2 Super Chat donations. Best wrestling website on the internet, NoDQ in my opinion. And he also mentioned Vader and Sting as a great WCW feud. So, Stefan, how are you, my friend?
I'm good, and I agree. Best wrestling news website on the internet.
Well, thank you for that. Was Vader versus Sting a great WCW feud in your opinion?
I don't remember.
You don't remember? All right, well, go back on the network and watch some Vader Sting matches. Those are really good. Those are worth watching, in my opinion.
I just watched the Vader match. I'm back at 97 Raw. I think once I get through maybe 2000, maybe once I get to the end of WCW on Raw episodes, I'll go back and watch the WCW from the same time frame. But for the matches on WWF that I've watched of Vader, I mean, he's the kind of character and personality that can get himself over.
Yeah.
And he's just good enough in the ring and just unbelievable a little bit as a flying big guy and whatnot. You know, just the fact that you can watch him and be like, wow, with some of the things that he does that a guy half his size does, and you're like, whatever, you know.
Right. Yeah. But it's way more impressive when he does it.
Yeah, but then his personality and his character, and you know, he was like everybody's saying, so it's cliche at this point, you know, he was one of the best big men in the business.
Right.
It's sad to lose him, but I mean, everybody's going to die eventually.
Yes, that is true. It's just sad because you thought, you know, he had the surgery and maybe he was going to turn things around. But I remember him saying like 2 years ago that the doctors told him he only had a few years left to live. So I guess they were right in that regard.
He's been terminally ill for the last 2 years, so it's not like they didn't necessarily see it coming.
Yeah, I just don't understand him not going into the Hall of Fame when WWE knew he was sick.
I think everybody's going to have the same complaint, but and like most people say, you know, the Hall of Fame really doesn't have any significance other than just to the wrestlers themselves. So that's what really bites.
Yeah, definitely.
Because if he could have had the opportunity to stand at the stage and accept his Hall of Fame rank, that would have meant more to him than say it's going to mean to his family to do it for him when they finally put him in.
Absolutely, 100% agree on that.
So the reason I'm calling tonight, I guess nobody's mentioned to talk about Rusev yet.
Rusev.
The fact that he's getting because I'm like you and gave up on him a little while ago.
Yeah.
I'm a big Rusev Day fan, and I'm glad that he's getting into the title picture and he's getting a shot at the title. But I'm also fairly sure that he's not going to get the title.
Right.
And I'm really happy either way, because to finally get the shot, finally gets the shot, you know, inevitably it's against somebody else that you really like. You know, it entertains. This is just another stepping stone.
I feel like it's very unlikely. My gut feeling is AJ will have a bigger opponent at SummerSlam, whether it's Daniel Bryan or maybe even The Undertaker. But I sense that AJ's going to win. It would be a big shock, though, and I don't think people would be complaining if Rusev won the title. I think that there would be a lot of happy Rusev fans if he ended up leaving there as champion. So I would not rule it out completely, but I think the odds are against it.
Well, as I said in our video after Money in the Bank, I think, or maybe it was after NXT, WWE is getting really good at setting the bar low. And I think in this case, it's an easy low bar to set because you're going in with Rusev and AJ, and at the end of the match, I don't think anybody is going to be upset with whomever wins.
Yeah, it should be really fun. I suspect the fans are going to be really hot for both guys, and maybe we'll see Aiden English turn heel against Rusev, and Rusev goes off on his own as a babyface, and Aiden English works with somebody else. I mean, who knows? There's a lot of different ways it could go.
We get Aiden English versus Rusev at SummerSlam.
Yeah, I like that.
Card feud match.
As long as Aiden doesn't get totally buried, I love that guy.
You know that if they're going to push Rusev,
yeah,
maybe toward the main event and maybe even toward the title match again, that they're going to bury Aiden.
Yeah, pretty much.
They're going to squash Aiden in that match, and that's going to be the end of it.
Yeah, that sucks. But yeah, I think there's a very valid chance of that happening. But anyways, Stefan, great talking to you again. It was an absolute honor to have you as part of the Chicago weekend for NoDQ's 20th anniversary. Anything you would like to plug or promote? I got Tyler trying to call it.
Just check out the Great NoDQ debate. We've got a couple more episodes yet to go up. You can catch me on nodq.com/Stefan, STEFAN. That'll take you to my Twitter page. And other than that, everybody have a good night, and hopefully Monday Night Raw and Tuesday Night SmackDown will be on par with last week or even better.
I hope so. All right, man. Great talking to you. Take care.
All right, bye.
All right, peace out. All right, so that was Stefan, who was part of our Great No DQ debate. Now we got TJS calling in, so let's see what Tyler's got to say here. All right, Tyler, what's up, man?
Hey, man, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfect. How do I sound?
All right. I wanted to talk about Big Cass really quick.
Sure thing.
So, I mean, obviously, the guy, he was a Vince McMahon guy, you know, being 7 foot tall.
Right.
And he had the look that Vince loved, obviously. And, I mean, we heard all these reports about how he just time and again screwed it up with the company. Do you feel like if Enzo and Cass were still together as a team, that WWE might not have released Enzo earlier in the year, and maybe they wouldn't release Cass either? They would have just given him more of like a slap on the wrist kind of thing?
Interesting. I think because of the seriousness of Enzo's situation, I think they would have probably fired Enzo and split up the team that way. But yeah, it would be interesting if they were a team, how WWE would have handled it. Would they have done anything differently? I don't think so, because of the serious nature of the allegations and the fact that Enzo did not tell them. So that's pretty serious. Maybe they would have put him in the doghouse. Maybe they would have just suspended him. Who knows? I mean, it's really hard to say. But I think Enzo still would have lost his job in the end.
Okay, and also I wanted to ask, who would you say had the biggest pop in Chicago as far as TakeOver and Money in the Bank goes? Would you probably Johnny Wrestling?
Yeah, I mean, Johnny Wrestling was incredibly over. Velveteen Dream. I mean, come on, that guy got such an amazing reaction. Undisputed Era, the crowd loves those guys even though they're heels, you know. And Ricochet, of course. As far as the main roster, I think Rollins may have gotten the biggest pop. You know, when the Burn It Down part of his song hits, like everybody was going crazy for that.
Do you think that Rollins is going to go heel now since he rolled up Elias with the tights?
I don't get that. I did watch that on the replay. What is going on here? Why is Rollins cheating and then he loses? So it's like karma. I don't understand this at all.
I mean, the announcers made reference to it several times. I don't know if you watched it back on TV or not, but they were like, oh, he did have the tights. He had the tights. So that makes me think that he's going to roll up Ziggler next week, and then he's just going to be one of those champions that are like, I do whatever it takes to keep my title. But I don't understand why you would do that, because the guy's red hot as a babyface. So, he was elevating the title.
Oh, this is giving me a headache. Okay, so 2 years ago, Rollins was like pretty much sucking as a babyface, and the last couple of months he's been doing really well. So now you start trying to sabotage this. I have no idea what to make of it. It's dumb.
It makes sense. So that's why WWE's not gonna keep him as a babyface, because that would make too much sense, I guess.
I guess so. Just going back to this guy's comment from earlier, this is why WWE cannot make new stars, because, you know, they don't really know what they're doing, and this is a perfect example.
You've got Undertaker and Triple H headlining the Australian show, so what does that tell you? It should be someone new by now.
It tells you they need those guys to sell tickets, because Roman Reigns, I guess, isn't a big enough dog to sell all those tickets.
Yeah, I mean, and I also wanted to bring up the New Day.
Sure.
Those guys get much of a reaction in Chicago, or?
Oh yeah, crowd loves them.
Like, you still think it's time to break them up?
I'm like, whatever at this point, man. They're gonna do what they're gonna do.
I love the pancakes. You really like the pancake gimmick.
Oh yeah. Well, I like the pancake machine at the hotel, which you would have been at if you had actually made it to Chicago. You would have been able to have some pancakes with us. But...
I'll be in LA. All
right. So there you have it. TGS vows to be in LA. Maybe you'll get to meet # no caller ID.
Oh, all no caller ID. He's probably the same person as the anonymous Raw GM, for all we know.
Nah, I think the anonymous Raw GM has a little bit more talent.
Oh, Aaron with the savage line of the night now.
Yeah, there you go. I know who no caller ID is, and
I think I know too.
Saying he has no talent is putting it mildly.
Ooh. 1-on-1, Aaron versus no caller ID.
I'm just gonna take shots at him because he knows who he is. He's probably watching this right now, and I'm not gonna say who he is. I'm not gonna give him that satisfaction. But if he shows up, I will gladly call him out, you know, there in person. Of course, I'm gonna be friendly. You know, I'll say hi. We can chat. But I'm gonna say, hey, how's it going? No caller ID. You know, I'm gonna just say it right there. And I have proof. I have actual proof from AT&T who it is. I have his phone number. I have everything.
So you're 100% sure on who this is?
100%, and it's the person I thought it was.
So you should sometime, if you get like 1,000 viewers on a NoDQ Live, reveal who it is. That'd be good. Yeah, some people in the chat room are trying to give little cryptic messages to make me reveal who it is. I'm not telling you guys. I think I know, but I mean,
I will tell you. I will tell you privately. I will tell all you guys. Anybody who wants to know can message me privately. I will say who it is, but I'm not going to publicly acknowledge the person.
Gotcha. Well, I'm sorry that I haven't been super active on the NoDQ Lives lately. I've been busy, but
not a problem.
I'll be back on this week, and looking forward to more of the great NoDQ debate. Good stuff, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you for calling in.
No problem, man. Have a good one.
Take care. All right. The Stinger Josh just left a $5 super chat donation. Burn Aaron the Savage. And Cindy said that... Cindy says, I'll back you up, Aaron. Cindy, I think you could kick this guy's ass. Definitely. Oh, she's calling right now. All right. Cindy, how's it going?
I'm doing pretty good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I love your comment about backing me up at the New Japan show. I think you could kick this guy's ass very easily.
Oh, totally. I mean, like, gotta have my NoDQ family stick together no matter what.
Absolutely. But we aren't about violence here on the channel. We're all about love. And, you know, if he shows up, I'm going to be friendly to the guy and say, how's it going? And we'll let him make a fool of himself.
Totally.
He wants to make it awkward for me, although I think I just said too much. I think I gave it away to the people that are in the know, so to speak. But, yeah, the guy's basically saying that he's going to show up and make me feel uncomfortable. So let him show up. We'll have some fun. Yeah. By the way, Roy just left a $5 super chat donation. Hi, Aaron. I really appreciate everything you do. I play college basketball in Minnesota and get all my WWE news from you. I would love to be on a future panel. Thank you for that, Roy, and feel free to call in next if you want. But anyway, Cindy, got anything on your mind? Anything you would like to rant about or discuss?
Well, the only thing that is on my mind right now is the Kenny Omega versus Cody Rhodes build-up for the New Japan pro wrestling match in San Francisco.
Right.
I just saw Cody's promo like this morning, And it looks like there has been some snippets going on regarding one of the members of the Bullet Club, which is one of the OG. It's Tama Tonga.
Okay.
So I'm following up with the whole buildup of the demise of the Bullet Club between Kenny and Cody and some of the members. So it looks like with that match for the title and also the leadership of the Bullet Club, all I can say is I have a feeling there's going to be a title change going on.
Interesting. Dylan Folk says in the chat room, I hope Cody beats Omega. See, it seems like it would be really soon for there to be a title change, but you think there's going to be one?
I'm kind of like 50-50 on it because you have Cody being involved with All In with the Young Bucks.
Right.
And then you have is Kenny talking about WWE for some odd reason, like in some reports too.
Yeah, that's what he always does.
Yeah. So it looks like there may be a possibility of a title switch that's going to happen. And then there's going to be a possible like a feud going on with the other Bullet Club members too about Cody's leadership because of the frustration and not only that he is the original member of the Bullet Club at that time.
More Faves says Cody isn't big enough in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Your thoughts on that?
Not in Japan, but like in the indie circus in the States, but also in Canada as well.
Yeah, I mean, I could see potentially some sort of title versus title match at All In. Maybe Cody wins the Ring of Honor. Who's the Ring of Honor World Champion right now?
It's Dalton Castle.
Okay, well maybe Cody wins it and then faces Nick Aldis in a champion versus champion match at All In. But I would be really surprised if Cody won the IWGP title this soon. But anything can happen, right?
Totally.
All right, well, anything you would like to plug or promote?
No problem. So you guys can follow me at nodq.com/Cindy. That's going to take you directly to my Twitter page. And also you guys make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel at simply_C_OK, where I do hype videos and review videos of independent wrestling, which I'll have the review video for one of the independent wrestling coming up sometime this week.
All right, sounds good. Thank you very much for calling in, Cindy, and I appreciate you having my back against this mysterious #NoCallerID.
You're welcome. Take care, Aaron.
Thank you.
Take care, you guys.
Have a great rest of your weekend.
You too. Bye.
All right, that was Cindy calling in, and she's got my back. Great to have people watching my back here, but I'm pretty sure we can all take this NoCallerID. I think Interstate Kyle could take this NoCallerID, quite frankly. But enough of him. We're already giving him too much publicity. And he's loving it, I'm sure. It's just funny, though. See, I take a negative and turn it into a positive. He wants to show up and make me feel awkward. Let him show up. I'll make him feel awkward. You know, we got the NoDQ army here. We'll have a good time. We're going to make a great video. And if he wants to be there and just make the video even more interesting to people, then that's good for me. That's good for my business. So I hope he shows up. Let him show up. It's good for business. My business. Not his business, but he'll just come and make himself look like a fool. But, you know, it is what it is. I appreciate the comment, Heel Mark. You are better than what culture? Thank you for that. Jeff Meacham says Kyle should flick his toenails at NoCallerID. I like it. I think we should do that. If NoCallerID has the balls to show up, we can have Kyle flick some toenails at him and get it on camera too for the YouTube channel. I'm totally down with that. All right, so I got a few more minutes here. If anybody else would like to call in, maybe Kaitlyn can call in. I'd love to have Kaitlyn call in. I don't think she's called in before. Actually, she has not called in before. So, Kaitlyn, if you're watching this, I would love to have you come on, maybe talk about Total Bellas, get me up to speed. Matt, it's nodqrift@gmail.com. Oh, Kaitlyn is calling in. All right, here we go. Hello, Kaitlyn.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Glad to have you on finally.
This out because I never use Skype.
Not a problem. I have no idea what I'm doing either, but thank you for calling in nonetheless. And what's on your mind?
So actually, something that I have been thinking about a lot. Somebody talked about earlier with the kind of the boring chants or the chants that indicate people aren't interested or whatever.
Right.
I actually started to change when I went to WrestleMania. I was feeling bad during the match for Roman.
Yeah.
And then even more so this weekend or last weekend for Money in the Bank, I was like, I don't know if I'm still on board with this.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, look at Virtue. Virtue's all going out there with his Roman Reigns sign. He's just tired of it. His attitude is that Reigns is just a performer. He's going out there doing his job, and people are still crapping on the guy. I mean, a lot of people are just
that's
feeling
kind of
bad
what
for
I
him.
think too. And watching him talk a lot on your guys' videos, you know, I was kind of on board with what he was saying.
Right. Well, there you go, Virtue. So Kaitlyn's on board with you.
So yeah, that's all that was on my mind.
All right. So how was Total Divas this week? I still haven't watched it.
No, Total Bellas.
Did I say Total Divas?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, same thing. Total Bellas, Total Divas.
It was good, but actually what's interesting is because like I follow their stuff so closely, I can tell like exactly when they're messing with the timelines and stuff and putting things in where it didn't exactly happen. So
Right.
that's been kind of interesting to watch that.
I'm just
portion of it.
confused now because now I'm seeing reports that they're broken up again. So what's going on here? What do you know? To your knowledge, do you think that they're really together? They're not together? They're somewhat together? I mean, what's your take on it right now?
Well, when everybody started reporting that they had gotten back together, that didn't actually happen according to them. So
Right.
I do not think they are currently.
So you think maybe they're working on things or they're just milking this?
Well, they say they're working on it, and I hope that's true because I just want them to be together just because.
Yeah, I mean, that WrestleMania proposal was so great, and you saw the crowd reactions to that. I mean, it's kind of sad now that they do that big proposal. It's like back in the day when Randy Savage and Elizabeth got their big marriage on television, and then they got divorced in real life like a year later. I mean, it was really
Right.
sad. You know, just once you want to see a wrestling couple get married and just stick together and live happily ever after, and it almost never seems to happen.
Yeah.
All right, well, anything you would like to plug or promote?
Oh, no, I'm good.
All right, well, thank you very much for calling in. It's great to finally talk to you.
Yeah, same. Alrighty.
All right, take care. Have a great rest of your weekend.
Okay, bye.
All right, bye. All right, that was Kaitlyn. So we had 2 back-to-back female callers. How about that? The Stinger Josh with a $2 super chat donation. Way better than What Culture. Again, thank you for that, Stinger Josh. I appreciate it. I just got the super chat. Interstate Kyle. It took me a minute. Interstate Kyle's here. Hey, Kyle, are you going to flick some toenails at No Caller ID? All right, guys. We got to do it. I don't think Kyle's coming to New Japan, though. I would like him to come, but I think he's got other plans. Damn it. Somebody else is going to have to flick toenails at this guy. All right, so somebody just requested me on JohnJohn4401. So John, if you would like to call in, I'll do a couple more phone calls here, and then we'll go ahead and wrap this up. Roy, it's NoDQRift@gmail.com on Skype. Just add me on there, and then you can call. If I don't answer right away, it's because I have somebody else on the line. I'll do 1 or 2 more, and then I'll call it a night here. I mean, really good calls tonight. Thank you to everybody for calling in. Great talking to everybody. Thank you, Kaitlyn, Cindy, Jeff, Stefan, Tony, and all the rest of you guys. I really do appreciate the call-ins. All right, JohnJohn4401 is calling in. Eat ice, feel nice. Hello, John.
Hey, how's it going?
Going good. How are you?
I'm good. Just had a good day. Spent time with the family, and I'm just
very cool.
Relaxing, watching some NoDQ.
All right, man. I'm doing great. This video's been going very well. I'm glad to have different people calling in. It seems to be a format people like, so we'll do this more. We'll do this more every week. I'm thinking this will be a regular thing. So what's on your mind?
Well, for starters, I just want to say that NoDQ was great. I like how you go into detail about like when you talk about different pay-per-views and you get different opinions from different, like your friends and so on, because I think that's what WWE lacks, because I think with Vince McMahon, he has his own philosophy of how he wants to do things. Like with Roman Reigns, I know people will say that he has his own style and he's written how he acts and whatever, but I think what his main problem is, McMahon, is that he forgets that the fans made WWE what it is, and if you don't have those fans, ratings, everything else will go down. So I think he should start maybe listening to the fans more and not so much listening to, you know, his own ego, you say.
He doesn't need to.
When it comes to NoDQ, I like how, like I said, with you and your friends give your own opinions on stuff like that. So hopefully Vince one day, you know, like wakes up, or in case Triple H wants to take over, you know, it becomes more about the fans and not about, you know, egos in the company. So
Well, at the end of the day, it's about them making money, and they're going to do whatever they think is best for their company. And he has a track record of success. Now, the fans have definitely been there and have been very loyal, and maybe that's something that the fans do take, or excuse me, Vince takes for granted, the fact that the fans have been so loyal, and despite, you know, a downturn in quality of the shows overall, you still have those loyal fans that support it and will back it up. I mean, I think WWE has one of the most loyal fan bases of any form of entertainment. And I feel like they do get taken for granted. I will agree with you on that for sure.
Yeah. Do you think that maybe in the future, like, I know McMahon at one point said that ratings don't matter anymore, but do you think that, I know it's maybe like a long shot, but if they would get to the point to where they're like crashing the ratings, would he finally do something, or not so much?
Oh, that's an interesting question. See, they're gonna be starting on Fox next year, and I think there will be a push to get those ratings up. If anything suffers, I think the pay-per-views are going to be less important than ever. So it's just going to be an evolving business. It's going to change. I don't know what's going to happen long term, but if it means the television shows are more exciting, then maybe this Fox deal will be the sign of things to come, and things will pick up quality-wise. But I don't know at this point, because they are set in their ways, and unless somebody can really challenge them, you know, it's going to stay the same. I really don't see another company being able to compete, and WWE is just such a strong brand now. They've been dominating the marketplace for so long that I don't think anything's going to change for the most part. You know, it may have its moments, but I think it's going to be Vince's attitude of, I know what's better for the fans than the fans do, and that will continue to be his philosophy until he's out of the picture.
Yeah, that makes sense too. In fact, I watched, I don't know if it was on Raw or SmackDown, but McMahon himself said in his own words, I forgot what segment it was, but he said that he doesn't care about what the fans want, but he tells them what they want, and they'll like it. And in a way, even though that felt more like a shoot, it felt like real emotion, like exactly how McMahon felt about the fans. And again, it was just like, you know, come on, you know, fans are the reason you're even making money, so why not show them more respect? That's just the way I see it.
Well, they do it when they want to sell T-shirts, so they'll have the baby faces go out there and say it's not about the wrestlers, it's about you guys, the fans, and it's said to get the fans popping, so they'll go buy the T-shirt. So you know, it's all playing with people's emotions. That's what it's all about.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Anything you would like to plug or promote?
Not really. Just want to say thanks, Aaron, for everything you've done. I mean, you're awesome at NoDQ, and Cindy G, she's awesome too. Even Virtue, he's great. You know, Jeff Meacham, and even Kyle, you guys are fun to listen to. Keep it up, and NoDQ.com all the way. Everyone, check it out, subscribe, and thanks for having me on, Aaron.
All right, not a problem. I appreciate it. You have a great rest of your weekend.
Thanks, man. You too.
All right, take care. All right,
you
bye.
too.
All right, that was John. So I'll go ahead and do one more call tonight and then wrap it up. So the next person to call will be the last caller of the night. I think Roy has been trying to call in. If he can get to me before somebody else, I will answer his call. One more caller and then we'll wrap it up. Yes, Kyle, you have a fan. Well, don't forget about Tommy, Kyle. Tommy is also a big fan. So what do you guys think about this time? It seems like we've had a better turnout tonight also than previous weeks when I would do like 1 o'clock in the afternoon West Coast time. All right, Charlie Jensen's calling. Burp. Charlie Jensen's calling in. Let's get him in. Hello, Charlie. You're the last caller of the night. How's it going, man?
Oh, good. I'm glad I caught you right on time. I just saw the stream was live, and I figured I'd try to get a call in.
All right. So, what's on your mind? What do you have to say about what's been going on in wrestling this week?
Well, as far as Big Cass goes, I am kind of surprised because they were kind of giving him a big push, and then out of nowhere, he was fired. But, you know, reading your stories about how apparently he had some backstage problems, it kind of makes more sense now.
Right.
As far as Money in the Bank is concerned, I'm not really a big fan of. I think they gave the briefcase to the wrong people. Like I don't think Alexa Bliss needed it, but I kind of understand why, because they were kind of pushing Carmella. Like her whole gimmick for the past year was Miss Money in the Bank, and she just cashed in. So I don't feel like WWE wanted to like reuse that and have like a woman have the briefcase. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they needed an out for the Ronda Rousey match too. I thought it was gonna be Natalya though, but I figured when Natalya when she won on the Go Home show, I thought she wasn't gonna win. And when we did the predictions, I was like, you know what? Maybe Alexa will win and take that spot where it's Alexa that cashes in and sabotages Ronda's title match, and that's what happened. So I totally understand the booking of that. I just don't know why it wasn't Natalya. You know, I feel like they were planting the seeds with Natalya and Ronda, you know, with them being friends and whatnot. I thought that was going to be the direction, and you know, I do like Alexa in that role though, but I'm a little surprised it wasn't Natalya. And with Strowman, you know, we all said it. He doesn't need the briefcase. And he's not that kind of guy that's going to cowardly cash it in on somebody who's not at 100%. So it is a little perplexing, him being the Money in the Bank contract holder. I don't think it's necessary personally. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think the original purpose of the Money in the Bank match was to like establish new stars. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what they did with Edge. That's what they've done with even Rob Van Dam. And, you know, previous winners of the Money in the Bank contract. And I feel like they've kind of gotten rid of that over the years. Like, I remember when they first started having the matches. Do you remember, like, a few years ago, I believe it was, like, 2013, they had, like, a match. I think it's for the WWE title. It was the same one where Rob Van Dam returned. And it was, like, only former champions were in this match. I don't know if you remember that. Yeah. But, like, I felt like that just defeated the whole purpose of the Money in the Bank contract, and it was just so stupid. And that's what they're doing now, it seems. People who are already established that don't need the briefcase are still getting it, even though it just, I don't know. I don't like that at all.
Was that the one that Randy won?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, because he cashed in on Bryan at SummerSlam.
Yeah, like Randy needs a briefcase. Give me a break.
Right, exactly. And then Cena had won it the year before and I guess failed to cash it in and that sort of thing.
Yeah, I also wanted to talk about one more thing.
Sure.
What do you think about, so we've been learning more about what WWE is trying to do with the UK.
Right.
And they're kind of having an offshoot brand of NXT in the UK.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you remember during the Greatest Royal Rumble, Triple H had a press conference and he was talking about this plan to like expand NXT globally.
Yeah.
And he wanted to have like one in the Middle East, obviously. I think he wanted to have one in Asia. And I also believe another one in South America too.
Right.
Like, how do you think that all of these can be successful? And what do you think the chances are of each of these being like actually a success? Because I'm not sure, how well it will work.
It depends on what you're defining a success as. I think on a worldwide level, it's going to be really tough because there's just too much content. I think regionally, if they're trying to look for success in a specific country, maybe create a few new stars out of that region, I think they might have some success with it, but it just depends on how you're looking at it. It's going to be really tough, though, if they're going to try to make a UK brand on top of what we already have with NXT. And I already feel there's too much television. So if they're trying to do it on a worldwide level, then I think they're going to struggle. But if they're doing these smaller leagues in other countries to try and develop new talents in those countries, then there could be a positive with that, and it could drive more network subscribers in those countries. So I think it will work to some degree, but it's not going to be like a big significant game changer or anything.
Because I kind of feel like it's the NWA territories on steroids, pretty much.
Yeah,
if that makes any sense.
And the thing is, though, the big difference is with the territories, people, unless you were trading tapes or whatever, you really didn't have access to these other promotions. Now, in the digital age, with the network and with YouTube and all these different digital outlets, you can pretty much watch all the wrestling you want from any part of the world, anytime, anywhere. So it is a bit different, and yeah, people are going to get burned out, and they're going to pick and choose what they want to watch.
I'm actually most interested in what they're doing. I heard they're trying to have like an Asian tournament. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's the rumor I've been hearing today.
Wouldn't shock me if they did.
I'm wondering, because that's the most interesting to me, because obviously with New Japan,
right?
And I don't know if they're going to try to like cut into their market, because New Japan's trying to cut into their market in America.
They might.
So that should be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about egos. It wouldn't shock me at all if they tried to do something like that. Will it work? That's easier said than done, but we'll see what happens. It's definitely going to be interesting to see where WWE goes with this for sure.
Definitely.
All right, anything you would like to plug or promote?
Yeah, I just created a wrestling channel on YouTube. It's called WrestleCore. That's Wrestle CORE. So check it out. I talk about wrestling and all that good stuff. Yeah, that's about it.
All right, well, thank you very much for calling in, Charlie. I appreciate it. You have a great night.
Yeah, you too, Aaron.
All right, take care.
Yep.
All right, bye. All right, so that was Charlie Jensen, excuse me. Great show tonight. I really do appreciate the calls. By the way, for future calls, feel free to plug whatever you want. I know I say it. Sometimes I forget to say it, but anybody who calls in, feel free to plug a Facebook page or a Twitter page or some kind of project you got going on. I'm more than willing to let you plug whatever you like when you call in. So feel free to do that, and we'll go ahead and wrap up this show. Thank you, guys. You know what? I'm going to take one more. Brandon's calling in. Let's see what Brandon has to say. Brandon, are you there?
Yes, I am.
I was going to wrap this up, but I'm going to let you be the last caller now. So sorry to Charlie Jensen. So Brandon, what's up, man?
All right. So, you know how NXT is expanding to the UK, and I was just like, I was so happy when I heard Mustache Mountain tag team champions.
Oh, spoiler alert, people. So you might want to turn it off now. Anybody watching it doesn't want to be spoiled. Okay, go ahead.
But how do you feel about that? Because when I saw that, I was shocked.
Right.
Especially with the NXT division for the UK.
Yeah. I think it was just a ploy to try and draw more interest in the UK NXT. I mean, clearly it was just done for that reason, because the titles changed right back to Undisputed Era. I think that's all it was. And I'm a little surprised that even happened in the first place. Doing a random title change. But yeah, it was done just to build up some interest with the UK brand. That's all there was to it.
You know, up until I saw that, I'm just like, are Tyler Bate and everybody still signed to the company? Because they're never around.
Yeah, they are. They just, WWE allows them to do other projects on the side, and then they're used when WWE has something for them. Like if they're doing the UK show, you know, those guys will be around. If not, they can do other things with their time.
Yeah, and that's all I really wanted to come on here and talk about.
All right. Well, anything you would like to plug or promote?
Yeah, my YouTube channel, The POC Show. Guys, we do wrestling stuff. We do music. We do anything. If you guys want to hear just a bunch of guys talk about nothing but crazy stuff, we're the kind of place for you. And because of what you do with the people calling in, we were actually considering get us to 200 subscribers, and we'll probably be doing the same thing.
Oh, nice. Sounds good, man. Yeah, this is working out really well with the Skype, being able to have people just call in and people can hear them off the computer. Works out really well. Well, thank you very much for calling in, and have a great night.
You too.
All right,
Thank you.
take care. All right, bye. All right, guys. So Interstate Kyle keeps calling. Maybe we're gonna have Interstate Kyle as the last caller. I kept saying I'm gonna wrap this up. Offman Rules just left the $10 super chat donation. 5 more minutes, JK, you can end the show. Well, Kyle's been trying to call in. Thank you, Offman Rules. Kyle, go ahead and call me. We'll let Kyle be the last caller. All right, here he comes. Here comes Interstate Kyle, Mr. Toenails. Hey, Kyle.
Hey, Aaron.
How's it going?
I feel like crap, but I'm doing okay, I guess.
I've seen some of your posts. I mean, I'm really sorry about that. Just really sucks what you're going through with your medical situation. But I hope you're able to feel better soon. And what's on your mind wrestling-wise?
Well, after Raw and SmackDown this past week, I'm actually going to be considering watching the weekly shows again after I've been taking a break because they've been so horrible. And I'm really happy that Rusev is the #1 contender, but I don't see AJ Styles losing the title.
Right. Yeah, same here.
Because he's the cover star of 2K19, and I can honestly just see him holding the title until October or whenever the game comes out.
That's a very good point. The fact that he's on the cover now, I don't think he's going to lose the title for a couple more months because he's actually getting close to CM Punk's record. If he holds the title, I think until January, I think if he makes it to the Rumble, he'll surpass CM Punk's record because I remember Punk won it at Survivor Series 2011 and lost it at the 2013 Rumble, and AJ won it a couple of weeks before Survivor Series. So I think AJ, if he makes it to the Royal Rumble, he will surpass CM Punk's record, and I think that's a little bit more definite and decisive than Brock Lesnar surpassing Punk's record. So I think there's a decent chance AJ holds on to it until the Rumble at least. What do you think?
Yeah, I just really hope they don't kind of do the same storyline and turn him heel or anything like that like they did with CM Punk, because it's almost really weird how both their title reigns are almost a little bit similar in the sense that they're not really main eventing the pay-per-views.
Right, they're basically, the mid-card matches for the world title. Yeah, I totally understand that.
But I really hope they just don't turn him heel because that's literally they're literally copying the whole storyline of CM Punk if they do that, or like they try to create a new Shield in the club or something.
Or imagine if Aiden English turns heel and joins up with AJ Styles and they become a heel faction. That would be weird.
Yeah, I think AJ's doing just fine the way he is, and I think that the more he moves away from this Nakamura low blow storyline, I think the better off he's going to be.
I agree on that completely.
Yeah, and it's also pretty interesting that I've noticed on Instagram, not that I'm stalking or anything, the Total Bellas are in Tahoe right now. Actually, a lot of the divas are in Tahoe right now.
Yeah, well, I posted a photo of Paige, and it's not a chest tattoo. I screwed that up. It's beneath her boobs. I guess it would be her rib cage, or what's the terminology for just below your boobs where your ribs are? What would that, sternum?
Well, I'm not a female, so I can't really answer that, but...
Okay. Well, some say you are a diva. I'm not going to say who.
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool, though, to see, it's kind of cool just to, see that wrestlers are kind of where I am. I haven't seen them at all, of course, but just based off the photos, I know exactly where they are, but I'm not going to be that type of person that just goes up there and just tries to get a picture or something like that.
Right, yeah, so that's got to be pretty close to where you are then.
Yeah, from what I can see, they're kind of on the west shore and I'm on the south shore, so it's maybe 30 minutes, maybe more with road work, but...
You should totally TMZ and go over there and take pictures with them.
I wish. I don't know. I feel like with all the camera crews there, they would just tell me to back off or something.
They might actually be they might be happy that somebody actually cares enough about the show to sneak around as a paparazzi guy with a camera.
I know. Imagine me just being on freaking Total Divas or something with a freaking NoDQ shirt on. Or something.
That would be awesome. I would owe you something for that if you could pull that off.
I don't even know if they're still here or not because
you should bring the beach ball there and see if you can get one of them to pop it. I'll make the same offer that I made about Cesaro. If you can get one of them to pop the beach ball, I'll give you $100 and give you a new beach
hilarious.
ball. Hey, if you want $100, you want to give it a shot. Just saying.
Did anybody? By the way, I always wanted to ask this. I never got the chance. Were there any NoDQ beach balls in the Chicago crowd, from what you can see?
I sold several of them to people, and I did not see any though. The people that I met at the meetup, they said they just want a beach ball to have. They don't want to lose it by bouncing it around at a show. You know, they just wanted one for the sake of having one. So, no, I didn't see any, and, you know, I never told anybody to bring an NoDQ beach ball there. I'm just sad because Virtue's video where he is saying fight forever and, you know, trolling the people that were not liking the Roman Jinder match, that video is kind of going viral. Like, a bunch of Facebook pages have picked it up, and it's getting a lot of views all over the internet. But we didn't have a NoDQ.com logo or anything written on the sign. So now I'm just annoyed because we could have gotten some extra publicity if I'd known that his video was going to go viral like that.
Yeah, and damn it, Virtue, for not wearing NoDQ merch during that video either too. He's wearing stupid Roman Reigns stuff.
Well, that's all part of the gimmick. We should, now that I think about it, we should have had NoDQ.com written on that sign. I didn't think it was going to go viral. Like, I was a little surprised that a bunch of pages were reposting the video.
Yeah, I think it's got something like over 10,000 views between the Facebook and Twitter stuff from what I've seen.
Yeah, Virtue's definitely getting his face out there this week.
Yeah, it's funny because like only him I feel like would get that. Just cheering Roman Reigns, it's like it almost makes his points valid that Roman is a draw, whether we like to think about it or not.
Yeah, I know. I mean, the people were not going to the bathroom. Actually, Stefan did. But that's another topic. You know, we actually will be discussing that on a future NoDQ debate. Well, anyways, Kyle, I'm sure you got some plugs, so go ahead and tell us where we can find you.
All right. You guys can follow me on Twitter at Interstate Kyle. You guys can subscribe to me on YouTube at Interstate Kyle. I believe NoDQ.com/Kyle takes you to my YouTube channel. Am I correct?
Yes, that is correct.
All right. And you guys can also pledge to my Patreon. It really helps me out. You get exclusive giveaways if you pledge enough money, and it just gets better from there. So, yeah.
All right, well, man. Well, thank you very much for calling in, and I will talk to you later. Have a great rest of your weekend.
All right, you too, Aaron.
All right, take care.
Bye.
All right, bye. All right, so that was Interstate Kyle. I am now officially closing the lines. I am done for tonight. This was the best one we've done so far, in my opinion. I thought that this turned out great. Thank you guys very much for calling in. Everybody that called in, great turnout. I love all the calls. Everybody added something to the video here. So thank you all very much. Thank you to everyone tuning in. Thank you to everyone for sending in the super chat donations. That'll wrap it up for this video. NoDQ Live will return Monday night after Raw, back here in Portland, Oregon. Business as usual. So stay tuned to NoDQ.com for the very latest, and I will see you guys next time.